Oh, look at this. We have a very old-fashioned Sierra Online thing. I think this is the first game I've ever actually played that's the original version. But, yes, welcome to Space Quest 3, The Pirates of Pestulon. Came out in 1989, if you can't tell. Sierra Online created it, if you couldn't tell. And it's going to be a very interesting time. Because, actually, on my playthrough, I learned how much I'd forgotten about this game. And I actually found out anyways. It's been an indeterminate amount of time since Roger Wilco rocketed away from Vohaul's burning space fortress. Time stands still for our hero in suspended animation. Its engines long spent, the small escape pod drifts aimlessly through unfamiliar starfields, its course altered many times by small asteroids and space debris. Inside, Roger lies undisturbed in his sleep chamber, but not for long. Oh, does that mean he's gonna get rescued? But yeah, I found ways to get trapped that I didn't even know existed. But there's our space escape pod from the end of Vohaul's Revenge. It looks like someone's tracking us. Maybe they'll be friendly, they can wake us up, maybe get us, we can recover from this suspended animation. Obviously they see us in there. Oh god, those look like... Oh, look at the robot. Those things look like code from the copyright protection games. This isn't one of them, but... So, we are getting taken in by robots. Can we hope they're the friendly kind of robots? No. Of course not. The pod, considered to be nothing more than another piece of scrap, taken aboard a robot-commanded garbage freighter. Unfortunately, these robots have no regard for organics. Like I said, nope. Gee, please tell me the game didn't lock up. Oh, that was a very long cord. The small pod is jarred by a sudden shock which triggers the sleep chamber's revive mode. As the glass shroud slides back, Roger slowly begins to regain consciousness. I don't think I can actually trigger this text to go on here. You might want to get your eyes checked out, Roger. They're not supposed to be, teal. Where am I? Oh, you're in a escape pod. And it's time to get up, Roger. Alright, so we are now on a garbage ship. I guess scrap metal. Yeah, that's even popular this time. You notice that the sounds from the pod grow softer until they are imperceptible. Having served its purpose and taxed its resources, the pod gives a final hum and shuts down. Now, this, unlike the EGA version of Space Quest 2, I can use the point and click, but I am not going to do that. Until a later part. There's one specific part that I will be doing, but pretty much most of the time you want to look around the area. You're standing in a debris-cluttered junk bay, and escape pod rests in the middle of the room. There are chunks of metal laying around which seem to be small sections of old spaceware. What's this thing? Closer look at the object on the floor reveals it is a warp motivator. Looks a bit more high-tech than the other junk strewn about this locale. Sturdily constructed, its only protrusion is a modular plug near its base. Well, let's go look around. So we'll start off by going to the right. Through this tunnel. And I'm going to give you a tip. No matter how it looks, despite there being something we need here, do not grab it. Grab it later. At a specific time. I will tell you when it is safe to grab it. And looks like we got a giant robot head here. So let's climb. And we want to go to... I'll look around here. You find yourself at the bottom of another trash pit. An interesting array of alien artifacts is strewn from one end to the other. A large ship is in the middle and a small one off to the side. Okay, maybe we can find a way out of here. You think? The ship. Sleek looking number if you can disregard the junk it's rooted in. Must be a recent addition to the collection as everything seems to be intact. Etched on each side of it is the name Aluminum Mallard. On top is a small hatch. Now, we can't get to that hatch yet. We will. But, and we have to climb. Pretty much, we'll be typing in a lot this game. I can't promise I'll get all the points. In fact, I didn't even get all the points on my test run. I'm not exactly sure what I missed, but I think I was off by a couple 100 points. But, yeah, nothing else over there of our interest at the moment, so let's go this way. Go back to where we were. And go the other way from where we started. Sometimes it's really hard to know if he's still moving or not in these screens. It's like, in the tube he'll automatically keep walking, and sometimes he'll automatically walk outside of the tube and sometimes not. Most of the time he'll stop at the screen. But, alright, let's see, we got an Acme rocket. Looks like a some kind of Star Wars thing that someone's probably going to scold me about. Looks like some kind of Jupiter landing. What's this? Look, metal. You see nothing but riveted steel. Yeah. Okay. I forgot to delete that. Ignore that. So, let's just pick it up. Yeah! That was a nasty cut. It's obvious that metal was sharper than you. The resulting laceration turns you into a living fountain. Peace for a few moments. Unfortunately for you, this show was your finale. Good luck in the afterlife. A brave but fatal attempt at arterial art. There's one way to lower your blood pressure, to have no blood. So, you don't want to touch that. And over here, I'm not going to show you how to die on this, but I'm sure you can probably tell after it's done. What we want to do is ride up on this lift. I find that look incredibly funny for some reason. I don't know why. This is like the only place he uses it. But we're coming up to a conveyor belt and getting dumped on it. Getting dumped on it. And Roger looks scared. Oh my. It is a grinder thing. And we want to stand and jump onto this pole. Yeah, I'm sure you can kind of imagine what kind of death awaits down there. And what you want to do here is just tap to the left. If you tap up, you'll probably die. If you tap down, you'll probably die. If you go right, you'll live for a bit longer than going up or down, but you'll probably die that way too. You can see there are two rails here. And when we get into this room, we get to watch me have fun with playing with the system. Let's see. Alright, look. In this room, the rail makes a U-turn. There is a machine here that hangs under the rail. There is a chute at the bottom. In the middle are panels of monitoring devices being tended by a droid. Okay, so let's get in the machine. Get in the machine. Popping in the seat, you grasp the forward-backward control of the grabber. Alright, so we have control of this grabber. Kind of think like claw machine. And some people may have already figured out what I'm going to do with it. Some may not. I'm just going to go ahead and get it done. And I believe it's this one I need to stop at. And if we look, the long way down to the junk piles below. Look, my sheet. Meh. I can't type today. From your seat, you see a handle presently being gripped by you, which controls motion, and a button marked claw. Alright, well, let's press claw. And it goes down. And more down. And if you can kind of guess where I'm going right now. I want to pick up that warp motivator. The claw senses contact with the warp motivator, grasps it firmly, and begins the ascent back to the grabber. And what are we going to do with the warp motivator? Why, we are going to motivate something to warp. Maybe. I guess. It's not. I guess it never really warps. I'm putting too much thought into it. Anyways, we just want to come back over here, and I'll make another U-turn after this screen, where we jumped on the rails. And just want to go around there. You don't need to go there for too long. Actually, and let's press claw again. Let's see if I hit it. Yes. I want to put the warp motivator into the aluminum mallard. Sensing an adequate service, the claw releases its cargo and begins the ascent to the grabber unit. The object thuds into place within the cavity of the ship. And yes, you can put that down on the floor if you want. It does no good if it's on the floor, but you're welcome to do it. And now we just want to go back to that room where we found this machine, and we'll want to get out of the machine. How will we get back to the ground? Easy. By being stupid. Because as we all know, what I am about to do spells death in these kind of games. I'm surprised the robot hasn't noticed me. And it can kill you. I've been killed by it. Oh no, I fell down. Oh. Fortunately, you come to a relatively soft landing in a pile of debris. Isn't it all scrap metal? I kind of like how he looks like a grandpa right now. Anyways, kind of see this wire going over here, and even in the look, you seem to be in a debris enclosed hollow. Poking out of the ceiling is the chute which you originally entered through. Some crusty lamps linked by non-UL approved wire provide additional illumination. What you're supposed to do is come over here and take generator. I'm not sure how you're supposed to know that, but okay, we got a generator. And what we want to do here is climb up the ladder. And let's head back toward the aluminum mallard. Bending aside a thin piece of scrap, you find an opening in another area and climb on in. Okay, let's go to the aluminum mallard so we can see if we can get out of this place. Hopefully nothing unfortunate will happen to us. Are you there yet, Roger? Whoa, what? Whoa. Oh! That's not good. You biffed us! We got biffed! You seem to have been mugged by some type of large rat. As you pick loose fur from your teeth, you notice a less bulky feeling. He basically took the generator from you. You can get your inventory up here. Glowing gem is all we have, and if you remember, we had a glowing gem in Space Quest 2, which has at some point been in our mouth. But what you have to do, and there's, from a playing standpoint, I don't know why this would be, other than like add about a minute of longevity. But you need to go down here, and I hope you remember where we came in at, because I tend not to. Or I can remember. So you climb down, go over this way, grab the generator again, and go back up. I mean, seriously, the only difference between this, or that last time and the other time, is we're going to take something here. And no, this is not something you can do just before, so you can avoid it the first time. You have to do this now. You grab a ladder and jam it in your pocket. Ouch! But, yeah, you have to get beat up by the rat, or else it won't work. Or you won't ever be able to get through there. But I had mentioned earlier that there was something that we did not want to grab that was in that tube. The reason why is because the rat would have stolen it. And it does not return to its original location. So what we want to do is stop here and grab the wire. Take the only decent piece of wire available, because all the other ones are out of reach. And now we're going to, and see, we don't get beat up by the rat this time for some reason. I don't know why, but we don't. And yeah, that is kind of a cliff there, so be careful. You can't from this location. I'm right on it. Okay, so now that we have the warp motivator in there, and we have the generator, and we have the wires, and we have the ladder, we can finally get this thing running. If I don't get stuck on another something. I will warn you, after we do this thing, we want to climb, and here it can be easy to die. It kind of tells you that right there. But you want to move to the hatch, and open hatch, and he'll automatically climb in. And if we want to look around, first you're surprised at how intact the ship's interior is. Immediately to your right is this panel with a red button. Amidship on the right wall is the ship's main diagnostic computer. Directly across are 2 passenger seats. Ahead of you is the cockpit. Oh, okay. It looks like there's a hole in the floor. Can't type. That's why I don't play the text ones. The floor of the cabin consists mainly of a ramp that is currently shut. An access panel has been removed to reveal an empty reactor compartment. Well, why don't we just put generator? You drop the reactor into the hole, and attempting to reconnect the cables, you find that one is much too short. Whatever will we do? Use wire. Carefully clamp the wire between the ship and the reactor, putting the tile back in place once you're finished. Now, we want to sit and look at the monitor. Okay, there's a very specific order you need to do stuff in. Most of the time, it's all the same. There's 2 exceptions, I believe, to this rule. This is one of the exceptions. First, you want to start the engine. You always start the engine. And you want to hit takeoff. You feel a loose rumbling as the ship strains to loosen itself from the confines of the junk heap accumulated at its base. Finally, it begins to rise. And ship rises. Oh, I forgot the one exception. Well, let's cut today short after I read this a little bit, and I'll get back here and tell you how to actually do it properly. Ship rises successfully but collides with the top of the freighter. The resulting explosion sends a potpourri of flesh and metal fragments careening in all directions. Your radar is designed to avoid just such an occurrence. This has been Vohaul, and I have failed. Hope you've enjoyed and have fun.